Vietnam veteran, 68 to 70, I was a combat photographer in the Marine Corps. When I went over to 68 and had a fence up, it was super patriotic at that time. By the time I came home in 70, you know, Kent Massacre and the whole colleges were in an uproar, all the anti-Vietnam protesting, and everything took hold. And I just don't see it happening. I don't see the colleges upset. I don't see the anti-war thing going on. It's just like everybody's just whatever. I meet young men and Marines over here at Conneaut Marine Corps Station, and going back for their second and third time as if with the attitude I have the night shift, you know, going back again. And they're grunts and machine gunners, and I had a good time in the Marine Corps, you know, if you call it that, as far as I was a combat photographer doing what I wanted to do. You know, that was where I was at. But we did not have the kind of things where you're here. Anybody saw Fahrenheit 9/11? The whole playing rock and rolls and getting psyched up and going in and just blowing, you know, everything to smithereens. I mean, I traveled. That was my job as a combat photographer, to go unit to unit to unit. I never saw anything like that. Not that personality of a soldier at all. A lot of guys were drafted and very reluctant to be there. Wouldn't do anything to get out. But we had a finality that when we did our 13 months, you went home like clockwork. Nobody got extended. And hardly, when you wanted to go back, that was a super volunteer. Rarely did a guy go back. And now we've got guys, they get extended. The Marines stacked their guns one time just last year. Were on their way home, and as they're walking toward the airplane, got to change the orders. No, you're not. You're going to the prison. They were one of the relief things, you know, spinning over. You know, one of those.
Yeah, I
and you know, like
agree.
it's just such a mess now. You wonder, and I'm amazed that the young Marines that I know are quite willingly going back. And I go, why? You know, and a lot of
one tour was enough for me.
Yeah, definitely enough for me. But you know, I felt the same frustration with the anti-war movement because for a while there, I felt incredibly powerful. Like there were hundreds of thousands of people protesting the counter-inauguration and the. I think one of the killers was the presidential election because that captured the news and suddenly everybody was caught up in this struggle. And I think people pinned all their hopes on Barack Obama, and it's great that he was elected. But then now people feel like it's over, like we've won. And I think that's why it's been so hard. So hard to keep up the interest.
Do you see any movement on college campuses?
I have. I mean, I just came from University of Hawaii at Hilo, and there was a good crowd there, good turnout. But I don't see the kind of, I mean, I wasn't there in the first place, but I don't see the kind of mass uprising that history talks about from Vietnam. I don't know, some people from the Vietnam era probably know better.
Is it the same?
I haven't seen it.
There was a military draft back there. Yeah, that's what makes it public. Yeah.
Vietnam era also, but it was a draft.
Yeah.
It was a draft. There were 58,000 Americans killed in Vietnam, not 4,000. The scale was just different, and the fact that every young man was going to face the draft. And even with all that going on, it took years. It took years for demonstrations to develop. I mean, we were well into it. There were more than 30,000, 40,000 Americans killed before these demonstrations took place.
So a question of scale, but also the draft. I think that's true because when everyone in Middle America has the wolf knocking at their door, it's probably they feel a little more investment. That's just something.
The reason why they keep going back is the sign-on bonuses.
Yeah, every Marine I talk to that's going back is driving a brand new Dodge Ram Charger.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir, there in the back.
9/11 is the culmination of a lot of things that was done. It did not come about overnight. So what is it that, in your opinion, that the West should stop doing so that they will not continue to hate? Whatever is directed towards.
See, I've thought about this a lot because of...
Really ask the question, why are they hate? I mean, nobody attacks someone for no reason.
No, yeah, I agree.
Okay.
It didn't change the world, it just made us aware of how the world already
So
was.
what are the, so that the similar thing does not happen. When I say 9/11, similar things happened in other parts of the world too. But what is it that people should stop doing so that they won't do that?
My solution, or just again, only in my opinion, to the terror problem is that our default, well, when all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. And our default response is to kill the people that disagree with us. And in my mind, this is like the Hydra of Greek myth, in that every head you cut off, 2 more grow in its place. And you can never defeat an ideology through war, through force of arms. It's impossible. So in my mind, the only way, and I'm paraphrasing Dorothy Parker, is that the only way to kill an idea, example of that I never followed in my youth, but if we spent 1/10 of the military budget doing development, we would create so much goodwill that I think we would largely eradicate terrorism. And I think the antidote to terrorism is to build up civilian programs and give people a reason to live, and they have no reason to die for this ideology. So that's my stance.
I also want people to be able to get Aidan's book, which we have available, and he will be doing book signing. And I want people to get a chance to check out the other tables, Rock Veterans Against the War, Buddhist Peace Fellowship, COA Books, Revolution Books. We have the World Can't Wait table at the entrance that has the information for next Thursday's film showing of FTA, as well as the 6-year anniversary against the war, the march and protest in front of the recruitment station. So let's give a big, and the letter writing campaign for Courage to Resist.
Thank you for coming out, folks. I appreciate it.